Yoski Woski, another cell, mind of a maniac. It's your pusher man Chan. Uh, I guess Chan the Barbarian. I guess that's another new nickname. I got so many fucking nicknames. It's not even funny, dog. Y'all call me whatever. I go by them all. But don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, ask me whatever questions you want. But no, once again, no workout today. I post a lot on my social media, a bunch of stuff I've been doing, but I'm off work this week, so I'm pretty much putting myself through a hell week. And every time we're off, I always push myself to the limits. So I put myself like in a mini camp. So I'm doing all kinds of wild, crazy ass shit just to push my limits. But I gotta learn how to recover a little bit better. So, and some things I'm gonna be showing, some things I'm not, because I'm just going so much. Some things I record, some things I don't. And when I'm in the zone, I just go. And I actually almost, well, I kind of did delete a video earlier, so that's another reason why I'm just doing like this. But we're doing another music episode. But I've been hearing a lot of talk about some people doing like their top 5 albums already, even though it's only September and it's still the third quarter. And we got a lot of people still coming. Like, I just seen Roddy Ricch post something saying he's getting ready to drop. Freddie Gibbs just dropped a freestyle, or not really freestyle, but a song. That motherfucker was hard. So he's getting ready to drop. So this top albums of the year, it's still up in the air. But for the most part, it's only been 3 people that's really stood out to me. Everybody else has just been so separated. But here recently, another album just dropped, and I just threw that one into the mix. And just to make it a top 5, I threw another album that I completely forgot all about that came out months ago that is so hard. But I'm going to put that one to my top 5 too. But for the fifth spot is actually the one I said I forgot about, and a lot of people really ain't talking about, is Styles P. Styles P's Ghostin'. That album is pretty dope, to be honest with you. And of course, he's older. A lot of the young generation doesn't know who he is. Well, they might now after the last Locks battle, because what Jada, him, and Sheek just did, whew, that was incredible. But his album Ghostin', like, first and foremost, he always makes solid projects. Like Styles, and he's a Sagittarius, by the way. I'm a Sagittarius. But he is like a real Jedi, like for real. He makes consistent albums. The beats are always dope. His bars are up to par always. He hasn't slacked off. He's a word bender, a wordsmith, a real MC. Like Styles is, whew, he's a real Jedi, like for real. And plus, he has like, he's a, I don't know if you would say he's a gangster rapper, but like from his past, like if you know anything about Styles, like he really came from the streets. Like he's really a funny ass nigga for real. Like he is hilarious if you follow him on social media. Like, and on his album he has a couple skits because he had a podcast with what's it called, two Jews and a black dude. I think that's what the podcast was called. Don't get mad at me. That's what they called it. It was him and 2 white dudes, but the 2 white dudes are on the skits on the album, and they are fucking hilarious, dog. Like he knows how to put an album together. But a lot of people like really, really didn't talk about that. But at the same time, like I said, he's part of the older generation, so a lot of people really ain't gonna talk about him. But that album, Ghostin', it was pretty solid. For the fourth spot, though, this one just came in like this past weekend. Baby King, the Melodic Blue. Oh my god, I was not ready for that shit. I didn't know what to expect. Like I really, really didn't, because I only listened to a little bit of them a couple years ago. Like the Orange Soda song, that motherfucker was hard. I fucked with that song, but this is barely. It's not even a week old. It literally just came out this weekend, but maybe it's because it's fresh and it's just like something new and it's different from everybody else. But in my opinion, I put it in the top 5 already, because the beats, the flows, like he really ain't got that many features. It's just Kendrick, Travis, and Don. That's it. That's really it. It's what, 12 songs, I think. And like I said, Dot's on there. He's on the Family Ties song, which was the first single, and that's what caught everybody's attention, the Family Ties. And he's talking about a lot of shit on there, which I've already spoke on. Like I said on the previous sale, But how he talked about he's the Omega, which he really is. And whenever he drops, this list is going to change. I'm going to tell you right now, he is pending. Every list that everybody has is pending until fucking Kendrick drops. When he drops, everything's shifting. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. But uh, he's on the Family Ties. He's on another song on the Range Brothers. That motherfucker's hard. And his ad libs are on a song called Vent. But Baby King, he can flow. He can flow for real. And him and Kendrick are cousins, like blood cousins, got the same granddaddy. Whew, that's scary. But I don't really know how old he is. I know he's younger. But Keem, he's got something. Keem, he's really like I said, I didn't know what to expect because I haven't heard that much from him. But after hearing this, I'm very, very, very pleased and very, very excited to see him grow into the artist that he can possibly become. And he has a combination of a lot of shit. Like that intro, that's probably one of the hardest intros of the year. Like that beat flip. First of all, like a lot of the beats on the whole entire album like switch, and I like that. And one of the first people I heard start doing that was actually Hit Boy. I don't think Hit Boy produced on this album, but like when a beat starts off, when a song starts off one way, then the beat changes to another, and then you have to change your flow into it, and then like the wordplay, I fucks with this album, dog. Like I really, really do. This shit is hard, and he's got a combination of shit that's gonna get you hyped, shit that's for the ladies, shit that's for the vibe, and he has a song that's gonna hit you in the stomach, like his song called Scars, which ironically he sampled Kanye, Love Lockdown. He's talking about some real shit that really hit me home, like it's called Scars. He's talking about some traumatic shit, so which we all deal with traumatic shit, and we all deal with battles on an everyday basis, and he speaks on that. So that shit, yeah, I really fucks with that Baby King. 3 is Nasir Jones, The King's Disease 2. Enough said. Like I said, Nasir Jones, another Jedi rap God MC, man. Like, I mean, if you don't like Nas, I mean, it's cool, but if you think he's falling off, you need to go fall off a cliff somewhere because this nigga is just, like I said, God MC. This is some of his best work in a while. In a nice little minute, for real. Like him and Hit Boy linking up is probably one of the best things that he could have did for his career and overall. It is just, it amazes me seeing somebody like him just continue just to get better. Even though he came in '94, well, Illmatic dropped in '94. He's been rapping ever since what, 90, 91. So you talking about 30 years? And he's still at the top. He won a Grammy last year, and now he possibly might get another one. I mean, this album, I don't think it will win one like the first King's Disease. The first King's Disease was Code. This one's Code. But compared to the other people, this year, I don't know if he's going to win, but he could possibly get nominated. I think he'd get nominated again, but that King's Disease 2, I fucks with that. The Death Row East, telling the story about Pac and how a lot of people really didn't know that him and Pac actually kind of got into it the night before Pac got shot in Vegas. Because Pac was in New York the night before he got shot for something. And they got into it, like Nas's crew and his crew got into it about something. And Pac told him, "Nah, me and you wasn't supposed to be fighting. We need to squash this and work it out." Like Nas talked about this in the song. I've been knew about it because, of course, I'm a rap nerd and I study all this shit, all the documentaries. And like I said, I study any and everything I'm passionate about. But like hearing Nas go even further, like in depth about it, talking about how, like I said, they were supposed to meet up, like how somebody, I think who was he? I think did he say Eric B? Eric B and somebody else was supposed to help him squash it. That part I didn't know, but he spoke on that in the song. But then he said whenever he flew out, whenever Pac got shot, it was raining. I didn't know it was raining because like it's Vegas and I think it's a desert, so I think it's kind of ironic right there. But speaking of ironic, today's the actual anniversary of him dying. Ain't that some shit? That shit's fucking wild, man. But at Death Row East, he's talking about how he ran into Suge when Suge was Suge, and how a lot of niggas was shook and he stood his ground. Like, Man, look, at Death Row East is one of my favorites. That Rare is one of my favorites. He's got Lauren Hill, L Boogie, Miss Hill, and she's dropping bombs. She's dropping bombs over Baghdad, and this motherfucker, like, she ain't lost a touch. She's gotten better too. Like, for real. Like, she came with it. She is a god MC too. For real. She's a real god MC. And it's just crazy. It's crazy how a lot of people like just write off people just because you ain't seen them. Because like whenever you're out of sight, you're out of mind, and people tend not to think about you, which they do in real life. But then when they pop out, say, "Hey, yeah, whatever." But Lauren Miss Hill, she came through and showed the fuck out, man, for real, on this album. That verse, it resonated. Number 2, Tyler the Creator. Call Me If You Get Lost. When I first seen that Tyler was making the Gangsta Grills, I was like, what the fuck? I'm here for it. What is this going to be like? This is going to be very interesting. Tyler and DJ Drama. Side note, DJ Drama and DJ Clue need to do a versus. I'm here for that too. But that's another story, another day. But like when I first heard that, I was like, okay, this is gonna be nice. And it turned out better than what I thought it was gonna be. This shit was like Tyler is rapping. He snapped on that bitch, dog. Like Tyler has so many different lanes that he can go into. But this one right here, he talked his shit. He let niggas know that he is up there with everybody else, and he really is. And what really sets him apart from everybody else is not only his originality and how diverse he is, but Tyler raps, Tyler makes his own beats, and actually produces and makes his own beats, which there's a difference between being a beat maker and being a producer. He's both. He can rap, produce, make beats, all the shit he be wearing. He does all that shit himself. Like, he really don't need no help from nobody. Like, he's the type of individual that they come to him for help. Tyler's the one who shows up to help everybody else. That's who he is. He's that talented and that skillful. And it's fucking crazy because I think he just now turned 30, so he's got so much more to do and so much like further to go. And he's already won 1 Grammy, which he talked about this on the album, making DJ Khaled mad, which I think is fucking hilarious because he talked about how DJ Khaled got lost in the sauce, basically, and how here comes little old Tyler and outsold him and won. The way he said, I took the gold bitch home, talking about the Grammy and shit, which I thought was hilarious. But Tyler just stuck to his guns and stayed himself. That's all he did. Which DJ Khaled, I mean, when he first came out, I'm not saying nothing bad about him, but now it's like if I hear a DJ Khaled song, I'm honestly changing it for real. I really am. It's just he's doing too much. He's trying too hard. He really is. It's just, but I guess whenever all that pressure's on you, you've done so much, you gotta stay at that standard. But I don't ever want to be like that to where I try too hard. Well, I have tried too hard in the past in a whole lot of different situations, but if I'm at that stature to where I have to try too hard to produce something to where it doesn't feel right, then I'm not just gonna fucking do it. Because I want that shit to be natural and flow easily and right. And the way Tyler's did, you could tell that shit was just smooth and natural because the flow of the whole album. And his mama talking shit on there, oh, she's a gangster. That shit's hilarious. It reminds me of my mama so much. I swear to God, I'm like, man, this is so funny. How Tyler was so artistic and shit, how I was artistic, and his mama was like, man, fuck that. That shit was hilarious, man, for real. But, yeah, like, the whole entire structure of the album, like, Tyler's on the verge of some scary ass shit. Like, outside of music. Like, he's gonna be making movies, he's gonna be directing shit, he's gonna be writing shit. Tyler, him and Childish Gambino are in the same DNA structure in a little bit, for real. Like, I'm just talking about, like, creative wise, like, I can see them two, they're very alike. They're very, 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 very alike. And like I said, what Tyler's getting ready to do, he's just now turning 30. He's on the verge of some amazing shit. I can't wait to see this shit. And lastly, number one, my nigga Jermaine Cole. Let me tell y'all something. For those you don't know, J. Cole, it might be a little biased. I ain't gonna lie, because out of all the rappers today, him and Kendrick, they're my two. Ain't nobody else fucking with them two. Especially, like, I'm a huge Cole fan. I'm a Cole stan, okay? I'm a Kendrick stan. I really, really am. But this Cole album, like I said, I might be a little biased because of how Cole has been to me in my life and how he saved my life with all his albums and all this shit and how much I can relate to him so much. But this one, I think this is his best work too. For real. Is it my favorite? No. My favorite is Born Sinner. Born Sinner has got a special place in my heart. It's just that's a different story for a different day. But this right here is his best. I put this album over Forest Hills 2014 or 15, whatever. Forest Hills Drive, like, that album was dope, but I put this one above that one because Forest Hill Drive was showing where where he noticed and started to grow. Or Born Sinner is actually when he started paying attention to, like, okay, shit's fucked up. Forest Hill Drive, like, all right, now I see what's going on. Now KOD, or not KOD, but For Your Eyes Only, see some other shit like go on. You can tell like his growth has been changing the shit. This one right here, you can tell all that shit has been combined into one. He's done went back to popping his shit on there, on applying pressure, and he's popping his shit. He's talking about his family, his kids, like his homies coming up. Like you could tell like that hunger still there from the mixtape days. There's like the beats and all the shit. Plus Cole also be making his own beats too. Like he's been doing that. Like a lot of people don't know that he produced on some of Kendrick's first album. Not Good Kid, Mad City, but Section 80, the album before that, he produced High Power, the very last song on the album. And that was, 2011, I think? So Cole's been doing this. He's been producing, making beats, of course, writes his own shit. But this one, he's got other niggas on. Like, I knew it was eventually going to happen. But this one, of course, 21 Savage killed it. Who else? Boss, Black. Who else he have on there? Lil Baby. They all killed it. Diddy actually was speaking on there for real. Like, he wasn't rapping, but he was talking about God and all of that on Let Go My Hand. And, of course, the rumor about J. Cole and Diddy getting into a fight in the club back in the day. If a lot of y'all don't know, there was some shit going on to where I think it's where Kendrick dropped the King of New York verse and Diddy didn't like that. And he's feeling a little salty about that and shit. So he said something, and I think this is not the exact story, just from what I've heard over the years, that Cole kind of intervened or something. So, and Jay-Z and Beyonce was in there, and they seen the whole thing. And his best friend, J. Cole's best friend, Abram, is it Abram? Yeah, his manager, he's been there since St. Mary's days. He was in there and witnessed the whole entire thing, but he's on the album, which I thought was kind of dope. But Cole's evolution, like his flows, his content, his structure, this shit is just incredible to see how far he's come. But, and he keeps saying he's getting ready to leave. Is he getting ready? Is he really, really getting ready to check out of the game? I think he is, but he ain't. I think he's ready to pull like a Hove for real. Like how Hove retired and fell back and started being in charge of a bunch of shit and running shit. And building and helping people. And he would pop out like every 10 blue moons. And it would just drive everybody fucking crazy. And it would just, I guess you could say, go viral back in the day. It wasn't online like how it is today whenever Ho would pop out. But now, I think that's what he's going to end up doing for real. He's just going to pop out every like 10 blue moons. And I think he's just going to rap here and there and shit. But ain't no telling what else. I mean, he got his own shoes now. And he was playing basketball. So ain't no telling what else he's got up his sleeves. And I think everybody on Dreamville is getting ready to drop back to back to back to back to back. Like, for real. I don't know who or what they're waiting on. Because I thought Boss was supposed to be coming up next. I think he is, but it's been months. Jid's supposed to be coming up. Everybody's he was releasing songs too, but Cole, I'm surprised Jid went on that album, to be honest with you. But he's the protege. He's taking whenever Cole decides to step down or whatever he decides to do, Jid's gonna take his spot. He is like how Cole was Jay-Z's protege. Jid is Cole's protege. It's ironic because all three of them start with J's. Ain't that some shit? But at top five, it's been a decent year in music. It really, really has. But like I said, that's just my top five. I know some people probably ain't gonna agree. Some people probably think some other albums deserve to be in here. Probably some need to be taken out. But it's just my opinion. But like I said, I listen to a lot of fucking music. I listen to. You gotta think. I work on an assembly line where we can listen to music all day. So if I'm working a 10-hour shift, you take 3 30-minute breaks out of that. And that's an hour and a half. So that's like 8 to 8.5 hours a day that I'm listening to music. When I'm in the car, I'm listening to music. When I'm working out, I'm listening to music. When I'm in my studio and here editing videos and doing all kinds of shit, I'm listening to music. I'm listening to music so fucking much. That's how I have time to listen to and soak up all this shit for real. So, hey, I'm just a student of this shit. I really study this shit for real. And I ain't perfect. There's some shit that I miss, but I'm continuing to learn every day. But that's for those who wonder, like, how am I able to listen to all this music? But that's why. So, and I'm single with no kids, so, hey. So a whole lot of time to myself. But I'm building some shit too. I'm building my own brands, and I got some things I'm up my sleeves I'm working on. Can't really put out there yet, but I'm working on. But best believe my future is very, very bright. But like I said, that's top five for now. It's September. What's today's date? September 13th, 14th. September 14th. So, like I said, the fourth quarter ain't even started yet. We still waiting on some more big dogs dropping. But whenever Kendrick come, this whole entire list is gonna change. That's all I'm saying. But that's my top five thus far. Picked subject to change. This your Pusha Man Chan the Barbarian, Chan, that motherfucker over yonder, whatever you want to call me. Like, subscribe, comment, ask me whatever you want, holla at me. I'm gonna give me something to eat. Throw me a steak on a grill, man. I ain't had one in a minute. I stay hungry. God damn.